If technology is going to take healthcare to the masses, then startups are the vehicles that could accomplish this mission. The Pitch Fest in Kaho has identified and encouraged such new ideas year after year. Among the various competitive new ideas, some 3 creamy ones have made it to the top of the list. Here they are making their presentations to the esteemed forum. And to chair this session, let's call upon our Kaho patron dearest Dr. Venkatesh Thuppil and Mr. Mithun John. Dr. Venkatesh Thuppil, CEO of Director of Foundation for Quality India, as also being the Director of National Referral Center for Lead, Dr. Thuppil is fondly referred as the Lead Man of India. Dr. Thuppil has to his credit worked in limiting the lead content in paints and has also been instrumental in getting lead-free petrol in India. Dr. Venkatesh Thuppil, a principal assessor in NABL, has also received many awards like the International Award for Science, Truth and Honor, prestigious Aryabhatta Award, and Lifetime Achievement Award from Kaho. We'd like to hear from the man who published over 350 scientific papers in peer-reviewed journals. Welcome, Dr. Thuppil.
Thank you.
The next chair, Mr. Mithun John. To chair this session, we have our vibrant young man, the joint CEO of Maharashtra State Innovation Society, IIM Bangalore, Mr. Mithun John. He has more than a decade of valuable experience in healthcare biotechnology. And as an engineer with a management aptitude, Mithun has been exposed to Indian as well as international markets of innovations to his credit. Mithun is noted to be passionate about startups and investments, both in the regulated as well as the semi-regulated environments. I'd like to introduce our dearest Sameer Mehta, the Vice President and the patron of Kaho, Vice Chairman, Board of Directors of one of the oldest hospitals in Chennai, Mehta Hospital, a med techie and a medical socialite, a wonderful friend, Sameer Mehta, to say a few words about how he conducted the Pitch Fest every year after year and how these wonderful startup companies have been identified and given a platform. Over to you, Sameer.
Thanks, Gayatri. I think it's always great to be in the company of warm friends, and not only you, Sandeep, and Dr. Venkatesh here. I think Kaho in that way builds a strong family, and the idea is to be very inclusive. I think that's the idea when we started working with startups. How do we build a platform for them that was a little bit different, where we give them an opportunity to kind of like grow some wings, to grow wiser, older, and perhaps smarter with us, and to grow with us, right? I think for most of us who work in the clinical or healthcare setting, technology needs to make a mark, because clearly our customers demand it, whether it's around access, around affordability, around safety, patient care, around just expectations. Today, who would have thought 10 years ago that the most popular doctor on the planet is Google, right? Dr. Google, who doesn't have accountability, is the most popular doctor on the planet, right? Who would have thought 10 years ago that the most popular method of communicating with our spouses and kids is WhatsApp, right? It's a bit bizarre, right? Because when we actually look at it and peel the onion a little bit, we want to cry. But I think that's what we kind of like need in healthcare. We need tools that make our lives better tomorrow than our yesterdays. Whether it's from a customer side, whether it's from a partner side, whether it's from the family side, or whether it's just from the perspective of our nurses, our allied health, our lab techs, our whether diagnostic techs, the radiologists. For most of us who work in busy hospitals, and Gayatri, you're familiar with this, or Dr. Venkatesh in St. John's, the reality is most are overworked. Most quality of life is not that great. We make it great because we make an effort as individuals, but as a collective, we need technology. And I think that's what we started working with startups. When we started this a few years ago, and Sandeep and you were very, very deeply involved with that, we had many folks who came to us mainly looking for investment. The hope was that like somebody will wave a magic wand, an angel or a VC and give you money instantly. And what we've learned over time is actually that's not what the major fix is. So this year we had 78 applicants. We had some fantastic examples. We had some in biotech, deep medtech. We had quite a few that were focused around making consumer lives better. But we also had quite a few, surprisingly, this year that made the nurse's life better, the doctor's life better, the the diagnostic technician's life better. And I think that's what this group has been representative of. So 78 applicants. We heard 13 a couple of days back, and it's shortlisted from that to a couple. And the hope is that from these couple, we will have winners. And that's the idea. The suspense of the winner's actual announcement comes a little bit later in the day. But I think for the moment, we wanted to hear three of the greatest ideas that we came across during this period that move it one step ahead. The final piece I want to leave you with is this is not a one activity per year exercise for Kaho. We will handhold all the startups that apply. Our incubator and accelerator partners have committed to giving help to any of the applicants who come through Kaho in their incubation centers, in some cases free of cost, in some cases slightly better than their standard terms. And I think the idea of this is to make more people rise to the surface. And I think if we can make that happen over a year's handholding from Kaho, will transform what we call great startups to unicorns and beyond. But really, if you save one life, are you better than a unicorn? A unicorn is fictitious. A startup may be temporal. But if you save a life, you're what we call footprints in time. I think that's what we want. We want legends. And so with that, I pass it to Dr. Venkatesh. Sir, if you could hear three fantastic startups and perhaps give your opinions and ask some tough questions, please.
Thank you, Samir. I thought there is only blood in your heart. You have passion, commitment, and I tell you, you are fantastic. You are the right vice president for Kaho. I tell you, startup, it should be a real startup. And whenever there's a problem, there is a revolution. Now we have problems, especially Indian rural health. What is that problem? We have provided gases to everybody. Gas cylinders are there. We have provided ration to them. We have provided television to them. Have we provided right type of healthcare to our rural population? Indian rural population, we know, is at 3-tier level. The first tier is sub-center. Second tier is primary health center. The third tier is community health center. In all this, there are some lacuna. There are resources, limited resources. There's a 18% resource limitation in sub-center, 22% at PHC, go to that higher level, 30%. Now, this is the challenge. This is the challenge. Problem we have, this is the challenge. I'm not worried about problem. With three speakers here today, Arogya, Sambhu Alpha, and Smart Vision, I'm sure they will show us the right direction to take care of these challenges. And, you know, just I mentioned earlier when Devi Shetty presented, we are all talking about shortage of beds, even during the COVID period. I tell you, more than 50% of the COVID patients, where were they? They were at home. They were sleeping on their bed. They have survived. That bed is also a patient bed. With the technology tools, if we can reach out to every rural bed, every rural population, I tell you, the problem of shortage of bed can be solved without any problem. Simple. It doesn't require any investment. What it requires is some commitment. Today, I'm extremely happy to have assist a chairperson. I will call myself a co-chair today because the future is in the younger generation. And I am very happy. We have young man, Mithun John. I spoke to him a few hours ago. I thought he would be around 70, 75-year-old man. When I heard he's only half my age, I tell you, the amount of joy I had was enormous. Welcome, Mithun John. I will assist you. We have three speakers today, three presentations, in fact. Everywhere we are using this smart. I thought We were talking only about smart cities. Now this smart is referring to very, very specific rural healthcare, very measurable rural healthcare, achievable rural healthcare, and apart from that, time bound. Are we going to do that? I'm sure our presenters will address this issue. Over to you, Mithun, if you would like to say something. Welcome to you.
Thanks, Dr. Venkatesh. And I must say you're being modest beyond means, by saying what you just said about me. And like I told you 3 hours back, with a legend like you around, I would rather keep quiet and listen and let you do all the talking. So, but I would like to thank CAHO for having me on board. And just to introduce myself, I'm a part of Maharashtra State Innovation Society, which is a nodal agency of the government of Maharashtra to support startups in the state. Prior to this, I have worked with a few early stage healthcare startups in Bangalore as well as in Mumbai. I'm privileged to be a part of this, and I look forward to the startup pitches. And just one thing that I'd like to mention: over the last year and a half, during the pandemic, at least we have seen the kind of contribution that startups can make. Because when COVID hit us in the face, it was, and we were the government's agency, so we kind of saw the value that startups could bring to the table. And if I have to quote a couple of examples, we had a startup called as Haystack Analytics, which does genome sequencing, and which is based out of IIT Bombay. So they worked with the government and they did the genome sequencing of thousands of COVID samples, which helped us preempt, when there would be an outbreak in certain parts of the state. So that's one example. The other one was a startup called as Noka Robotics, based out of Pune, supported by IIT Kanpur, a very young team, a dynamic team. In less than 18 months, they have from scratch to finished developed ventilators. And as it's the last I spoke to them, they had installed successfully close to 2,000 ventilators across the country with a full-fledged team. So that's the kind of work startups are doing. And like Dr. Venkatesh rightly said, it's with such young, dynamic folks that, we can solve healthcare problems and go at scale to rural parts of the country. So I look forward to the pictures, and thank you very much for having me on board.
The third presentation, Smart Vision Glasses by Mr. Rama Muthangi from Smart Health Global Technologies Private Limited.
Good evening. This is Rama Muthangi, and thanks CAHO for giving me this opportunity. I have a very short presentation. I'm going to share my screen. So the problem is uncorrectable visual impairment. We are trying to address this problem, and we know, and unfortunately, India has the maximum number of the blind people, about 18 million out of 40 million in the world. Okay, the solution is very simple, and the solution, we use machine vision, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, and to detect the objects around you, and do the machine learning, and then speak in the visual impair, like the person's ear, what it is. Today, if I'm using this thing, so there is a green, blue flask right onto my right. So it does, when you're in the visual things around you mode, it detects there is a flask on my right, and then it tells in your ear, and there is a computer in front of me, or there is a chair on my left. So this is very useful for them, and we use different kinds of data set models where when you're in your office or outside or in your home, it keeps telling you what are the things around you, so that a blind person or the person with the visual impairment can navigate themselves very safely. And then it also has what is called the walking mode. We put in addition to a high definition camera, we also have a LiDAR, which detects obstacles in the path of any blind person. So it tells in the ear, like, there is a truck ahead of you, 3 meters away, or a wall. So in the walking mode, they can put it in this. And the next is the reading mode. When you're in the reading mode, one could read the books of their choice. Like, it reads English, Hindi, or any Indian languages like Telugu, Malayalam, Marathi, Gujarati, Punjabi, all these languages it reads. Okay, and also it recognizes people. Say a person comes in front of them, it says, yeah, there is a person in front of you, and it says whether it's a gender, male or a female, and then it gives an approximate age. Okay, a male in front of you, approximately 35 years old, and he's smiling at you. It tells about the expression too. And if I want to tag a name or attach a name to that person, it asks, would you like to tag a name? Yeah, I say yes. Then say name. And I say Ramu. So it says, you said Ramu, that's right, yes. The next time Ramu comes in front of me, it says Ramu is in front of you, he's smiling at you. Okay, what we find, like, for a country like ours, there are about 1.6 million blind children in schools, in blind schools. This could be a great value for them because they can read the books of their choice, the textbooks, and then come into the mainstream of life. Okay. The next thing is, these are the various problems that Smart Vision addresses. Blindness from birth, there are about 39 million in the world. Severe glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, age-related macular degeneration. This is a big problem for most of the elders. Like, after 60, they get into this problem, AMD. And this could be a big boom for them because once upon a time, there were sighted people, but today they cannot see. And then vision loss due to stroke and optical nerve damage due to infection or accidents. These are the things that, so we have been working for the last 3 years, and then we do have work, we are into limited production now, and the clinical trials have been carried out at Arvind Eye Hospital, Madurai, and LV Prasad Eye Institute, and actually only on Monday, the Rotary Club of Madras East, they distributed these glasses to some of the blind people at Madurai Hospital at Arvind Eye Hospital in Madurai. The help I need from the hospitals is today doctors do not have solution to this uncorrectable visual impairments. They do not have. So my request to the hospitals is evaluate these glasses and then give feedback on what could be done, what more should be done with these glasses, and prescribe these glasses to the patients so that they can get they can live a more a meaningful life, and they can get empowered. So that's about it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You have made blind to walk without sticks. Blind can throw their sticks and walk with this.
That's true, sir.
And
no, we don't really recommend that, sir, because today a person who is a blind person who is used to stick, that is his lifeline. But this can augment. This can augment.
What about a glaucoma with 30% field restored or 25% field? It will definitely help, right?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. What about the affordability?
Affordability, yes. Okay. We made it really, like Dr. Dave Shetty says, if a product is not affordable, it's not a product. So we made it affordable. It costs, right now we are giving it through institutionals. Like an institutional pricing is about 25,000 rupees.
25,000.
That's right.
Have you explored the possibility of banks supporting the patients to get this?
Yeah, we could. We spoke to State Bank of India, HDFC. What they say, if one has a credit card, today EMIs are very, very easy, sir. If you have a credit card, you can get anything on EMI.
How many people are using it?
Right now, we have about 50 people using it.
What is the youngest age-wise?
Pardon me?
Youngest age-wise.
I think Madurai, Arvind Eye Hospital, Madurai, they tried on an 8-year-old child.
8-year-old.
Yeah.
And user friendly.
Yes. It's user friendly.
Okay. To you, Mithun.
Great high impact work, Mr. Ramu.
Thank you.
So I was keen to know what's the IP around this? I mean, I don't know if I missed that in the presentation, but have you filed for patents?
Yes, I did file for patent, but there are certain algorithms. So most of the algorithms are available in the world today. Today, Google has a software called Lookout, okay, for visually impaired people. And then, of course, it's available on your smartphones. And then Microsoft has got Seeing AI. And then there are many people, like, Amazon has. But what we have is bringing the technologies and then the way you want to do it and how do you interface. So we patented on that.
Okay, and anything on the design part of it?
Yes, that too.
Okay, so how many patents in all?
No, I have only one patent, one composite patent.
Okay, okay. And so what's the team like? I'm just keen to know what's the team like, the key team behind this work. So are you a doctor or are you a...
No. Okay. And I'm a technologist. I graduated from IIT Kanpur, but moved to United States. I was working with Honeywell Aerospace and also Polycom. That is my background, sir. And I have a very young people. Today I'm in India. I live in the US, in California, but I have a pretty young team behind me. Average age maybe about 26 years.
Great.
Wow. And where's the team based?
They are based in Bangalore.
Okay, phenomenal. And so what's your plan? How are you going to spread your wings when it comes to marketing this product?
See, fortunately, what happened to me is Rotary Club has picked up in a big way. Like, they're picking up, and there is another organization called Vision Aid, based out of Boston, and they're helping me. They're also helping me, and then now the word is spreading. And since the time they distributed at Arvind Eye Hospital, Chennai, I received at least more than 100 calls.
Okay.
And it is also spreading like, I shouldn't say wildfire, but other Rotarians are calling me and they're asking me. So this is, I feel good about it, that the word is spreading pretty fast.
Okay. It might be a little too early, but do you see a scope to bring down the price with increasing volumes?
Absolutely. When the production starts, today I have a plan. Like, today I want to bring down the cost of the production, because the cost of production by reducing the hardware. Or if I go in for, I won't go in for a system on a chip right now, but I can still reduce the hardware. And then if I produce in mass, I'm sure I can bring down the cost by at least 60%. And that's my hope.
Okay. Good. And one final question, and since you mentioned you're from the US, so what's the landscape there, right? Like I'm sure India is also a pretty big market, but I'm just curious to know what's the competition landscape like in the US?
I can tell you about the competition. There is only one other product in the world, okay, and that is by Orcam, and the founder is from Intel. He was booked at Intel, and he sold his company to Intel, and then came out and started in Israel. And they have a product, they have a competing product, but the cost is about 4 lakhs in India.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
And
probably
they sell in India?
They tried to sell in India. I believe they sold 4 units. Arvind Eye Hospital evaluated them, and they have a piece with them.
Okay. Got it. Phenomenal stuff that you're doing.
All 3 presenters are very smart. I tell you, they're very specific. They're measurable in their efforts. They're achievable to the rural. I'm talking about rural population. They're very relevant also as on today's healthcare. And I hope, as Mithun was asking, how can it reach majority at affordable cost within a short period of time, that it should be a time bound also. So SMART, we normally say, is applicable to all the 3 projects here. Well, thank you very much. I must, we are all part of CAHO only. I don't want to thank CAHO. CAHO need not thank me. We are, between like-minded people like you and me. We may be 18 people today, maybe 800 people tomorrow. There are no thanks or excuses between like-minded people. With this, over to Gayatri.
Okay, Dr. Venkatesh Thuppil, I'm not going to thank you because you've specifically told us not to thank you. But it comes so naturally that we have to say or put words to our gratitude for providing us this time, which is such a pleasure to have you around. And thank you, Mr. Mithun also. And congratulations to all the presenters, wishing you all good luck. I'd like to say that PitchFest is really a beautiful feather in CAHO Tech's cap of achievements. And I should thank Mr. Samir Mehta and all the chairs and the presenters. And it is a wonderful opportunity for all hospital owners and healthcare medtech people to have an exposure to what's happening around. So people say that the eye doesn't see what the mind doesn't know. But if there are smart vision glasses like these, if there are products that are so endearing, I'm sure mind can do much more than what it can really understand, both emotionally as well as physically. So thank you very much for this session.